gorgeous? Does that funk have you feeling stuck? Have you questioning your purpose, or even yet having you asking if your best years are behind you? Girl, you have zero obligation to stay in that funk. This podcast is for women who want to get the funk out of here, who want to play bigger, ask for more, and step out of mediocrity. Imagine a life filled with lots of energy, excitement, and filled with spunk instead of that funk. This is the Unfunk Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Crystal. Let's go! Hey, welcome back to the Unfunk Your Mind podcast. If you're tuning in for the first time, here's the deal. It's all about taking action to unfunk your mind. Knowledge is power, but action is what sparks change. Every month I drop a fresh new episode with a fun, action-packed assignment. Most of the time, it's stuff you already know, but you might have tucked away under the rug, so to speak. My mission? To unfunk your mind and get you moving. After all, you can't make waves if you don't leave the shore. So let's jump in and get unfunked. Now, last month I got to take a family vacation. Each day I would go on a walk, and during one of my walks, I saw two people with fishing poles, and they were throwing their lines in the big pond to catch a fish. However, this pond was not an ordinary pond. This pond definitely has alligators in it. Now, the goal of fishing in the alligator pond is to hook the fish, reel it in, get it off the hook, and release it back into the pond. But you have to do this all before the alligator realizes what's going on and hits the surface of water and starts swimming towards you. Once you throw that line in, you can count on the alligator to come pay you a visit. In this style of fishing, the thrill lies in the catch and release of just one fish. Now, from across the pond, I watched as these guys got into action. On the first cast, one of them hooked a fish, and you could practically see the excitement as he yanked the line and fought to reel it in. The pole was bending like a bow, and he was grinning ear to ear, racing against time while his buddy cheered him on, urging him to reel it in faster, faster, faster. But just as victory seemed within reach, the rod snapped back into its normal position. Womp womp. The fish had wriggled free, and perhaps the alligator might have snatched it. Because sure enough, seconds later, the alligator emerged and started to swim towards them, putting an end to their fun. With their fishing adventure cut short, they packed up and left, and I continued on my walk. As I continued on my walk, I couldn't help but be intrigued by that alligator. It had come from the far side of the pond, you guys, and I wondered, how on earth did it know about the fishing line entering the pond from across the water? So curiosity got the best of me. I did a little digging, and it turns out alligators have a remarkable hearing. They have a remarkable sense of hearing, capable of detecting sounds both on land and in water. And just a fun tidbit for you, their hearing actually lasts a lifetime. They have this remarkable hearing for their life. And fascinatingly enough, researchers are studying alligator hearing to uncover secrets that might help humans with age-related hearing loss. These ancient creatures might hold the key to some cool breakthroughs when it comes to hearing. So anyway, the very next day, I came upon another alligator pond. These ponds were everywhere. Luckily, no one was fishing that day, so I had the moment to myself. And as I passed by, I noticed one alligator with its head sticking out of the water. He was lounging, while another alligator glided smoothly across the surface, its tail swaying gracefully. They seemed completely unfazed by the hustle and bustle around them, as if they were selectively tuning in to only the sounds that mattered. It got me thinking, do I listen like an alligator? Are we attuned to the important sounds in our lives? Or are you too caught up in your routines and to-do list to truly appreciate the power of listening? Reflect on this. One of your 5 senses holds the key to connecting deeply with others, your surroundings, and even to yourself. Are you cutting through the daily noise to hear what truly matters? Are you genuinely listening? Listening truly has incredible superpowers. Take, for instance, your bedtime. You've probably read or heard that having a bedtime routine helps signal to your body that it's time to wind down for sleep. Experts suggest all sorts of things like reading a book, turning off your phone an hour before bed and putting it away, meditating, or taking a bath. But don't overlook the power of listening. For me, it's the hoots of an owl, or sometimes two, that serenade me just outside my window at night. When I'm ready for bed, their soothing hoots, hoo, hoo, become my signal to relax and drift off. If you don't have that luxury of an owl hooting outside your window, try tuning into calming music or a meditation app to help ease into sleep. Just tap into your listening. Listening isn't just a gift for yourself. It's a gift for others too. How often have you been at work with a coworker sharing something important while you were distracted and didn't catch a word they said? Now think about those times when you really took a moment to listen. Didn't you feel better for having given them your full attention? Didn't it help you understand them on a deeper level rather than just nodding and pretending to listen? When you truly open your ears to listen, you open your eyes to see as well. Because you listened, your eyes are open to the fact that your coworker is struggling with a teenage child at home, or that your neighbor needs someone to check in on them because their kids have all moved away. You fill in the blank here. Listening reveals more than just words. It uncovers the deeper stories and needs of those around you. Listening doesn't just open your eyes either. It opens your heart too. Instead of brushing off your child's fears about starting a new school year, you listen attentively and reassure them. Or when your partner shares about their stressful day, instead of just offering a generic, "Oh, it'll be okay, honey," you genuinely listen and offer to help with dinner that night or take over a household chore or something just to show you've listened and you'd like to help in some way. Sometimes we're so overwhelmed by background noise that we forget to pause and use this incredible superpower for its true purpose, listening beyond the everyday clamor. Think about how often the TV is on just for background noise. Instead, call a friend and listen to their story about their day. Or shoot, just turn it off and listen to the beautiful birds singing outside, or some of your favorite music. Or what about you scrolling through YouTube shorts in the waiting room of the dentist office instead of sparking up a conversation and listening? That person you sparked a conversation with might be your future best friend. Oh, and my favorite. Do you ever find yourself with earphones in, listening to a podcast, but not really absorbing what's being said? Oops, did I just catch you in the act? Ha ha! No joke. The other day my kid asked me where her shoes were. I told her exactly where to find them, but she heard "your dresser" and just walked off, thinking she'd find them without waiting for the rest of my instructions. A couple of minutes later, she came back and asked, "Where did you say my shoes were again?" This time she listened to the full detail. Under the dresser to the right. Turns out her sister had hidden them there. If only she'd stayed and listened the first time. Now imagine your doctor doing that same thing. If they only listened to part of your symptoms and missed crucial details, it could lead to a misdiagnosis or unnecessary tests. Ignoring serious symptoms could even be life-threatening. Listening is a superpower that we often don't use to its full potential. Instead of letting it be an underutilized sense for trivial matters, let's use it wisely to its fullest extent. It was Vanilla Ice who famously said, "Stop, collaborate, and listen." But sometimes you can just skip the collaboration and just focus on stopping and listening. Tune into the birds chirping each morning, or listen to the older gentleman at the gym sharing stories about his late wife. Even if it's the worker who's venting about their job, taking the time to listen can be powerful. Sure, sometimes it might be a bit annoying, but even in those moments, listening can open the door for you to offer a fresh new perspective and maybe even shift their day onto a better path. Listening comes with a host of side effects that are nothing like those scary warnings you see on TV for new medications. No diarrhea, no headaches, or no heart attacks here. Instead, the benefits of listening include building deeper relationships, gaining understanding, discovering new perspectives, opening your heart, and fostering compassion. Sure, there might be a few negative side effects, but the positives far outweigh them. Often you're so caught up in the daily noise that you miss out on the meaningful stuff, the stuff that truly matters. You're not fully tapping into the potential of your listening skills. Instead of being drowned out by the same repetitive noise, seek out opportunities to listen more deeply and attentively. So you've probably guessed it. The August action assignment is all about listening, but not just tuning in to the usual daily noise. This month, focus on listening more deeply and intently. Pay attention to new and different things. Listen to your coworkers and channel your inner alligator. Just like an alligator knows when something's stirring in its pond, use your listening skills to truly show up in your life and gain a deeper understanding of what's happening around you or what's happening in your pond. It might seem basic, but we all need a reminder of our free superpowers. It's time to really tap into your listening superpower. So silence the noise and harness your listening superpower. Get curious about the many ways to listen that go beyond the obvious. For example, a teacher friend of mine shared that instead of preparing her response while the student is asking her a question, she now focuses entirely on understanding and listening to their entire question first. This shift in approach has opened her eyes to new insights and connections with the students just from listening a little longer. There are countless ways to enhance our listening skills and max out this superpower. So ladies, here's your August action assignment. It's time to listen beyond the everyday clamor and make a difference with this superpower. Okay, ready, set, let's go, and listen.
Hi ladies, thanks for tuning into my mom's podcast, but I wanted to let you know she is not a doctor, not a psychologist, but just my mom, encouraging you to get back to the basics with lots of action. Oh, and to help you, unfunk your mind.
Before you go, Superwoman, I'd love it if you took a little action for me, like subscribe to my podcast and leave a review. Also, share the episode with a friend. And as a thank you, hit up my website, unfunkyourmind.com. That's right, unfunkyourmind.com to grab free journal prompts. Okay, ladies, now is the time to go unfunk your mind. Play bigger and ask for more. Open the door to possibility and cancel playing small. So get up and go.